Hey boss, I found a new way to make money. Hadouken!
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Street Fighter Duel video. Alright, first off, I want to say shout out to my boy Ventro. Check him out. I'm going to put his YouTube channel in the description. He made that animated short. So let me tell you what this is all about. Okay, so about a month ago, I asked about 15 to 20 of my friends to play this game, right? Because I cover it, they want to support. They're like, let us try this game out. And only a few have lasted. So I asked them for their feedback on, as brand new players, what their issues was about quitting. So let's talk about some of the good things that they did mention, because I want to get that out of the way first, because there's a lot less good and a lot more bad, unfortunately. But I think it's very interesting to hear the same comments that the rest of the community does mention. So as you saw in the video, Ventro created an animated short to express himself, so we'll talk about that one real soon, and I'll talk about his channel a little bit and who he is. But first off, let's talk about some of the good. So the people who continued playing, got up to about stage 20, recently have quit because they find the game too, how should I say, too manual extensive, right? So that was one of the major complaints. But let's talk, like I said, let's talk about the good stuff. So start off with that. The good was no energy. So a lot of the lack of stamina was massive for them. So people normally that play gotchas hate stamina games because it stops them from playing, right? Now, stamina games are double-edged swords. One, they allow you to be on here as long as you want and enjoy the game. But number two, the bad thing is they force you to kind of be on here and play the game. So stamina kind of allows you to take a break once in a while. But in this case, if you're not one of those people who want a break and you want to continue playing, this game allows you to play unlimited amount of time, doing various different things, right? Number two, another good thing they enjoyed, the character models. Very old school Street Fighter. They like the variety of characters. They like the team building aspect of things. So those were two really big things, is character models and team building. Another thing they really enjoyed is the fact that there are variants, which a lot of games don't have, in terms of Street Fighter specifically, right? Because these guys are all Street Fighter fans who played this game. So they really were keen on trying it. So those are the major big things. One thing they also did like is the fact that the OG units, and I made this fairly clear, can take you pretty far in the game. You don't have to purchase the newer units. But these guys are gacha players, so new units to them is kind of what makes them tick, right? Another thing they did enjoy is the fact that there was release of content constantly. So I think these are all very normal things that we all as players currently who have been around for a long time agree with and kind of have the same sentiment about, right? I think we're all on the same page about that. So let's talk about the bad things. Okay, so first off, let's go to the characters. So as much as they like the OG characters, when a brand new character came in, they just weren't able to save enough to maximize on even getting one character. Now, these guys have been playing about a month, some less. So you guys know within a month, there's no way to get, for example, some characters loved Evil Ryu, some people liked Akuma, and these are characters that they weren't able to max out in a month, so they kind of stopped doing it. So that was number one. As you saw in Ventro's animation, he realized how hard divination can be, right? Especially after summoning 200 times for his second Bison to get the A+, he just gave up. He was like, I'm done. He's like, I don't know how you play this game. And this is something that I wanted to bring up because we talk about player retention as a very important aspect of gaming, right? Because when brand new players come in, you need to be able to keep them engaged and also keep them in your game by giving them a break, essentially, for being new, right? And by not having a pity system in divination, or having a hard like a pity system that's kind of hidden and it's over 200, it makes people it discourages people from continuing on, especially when you are looking for characters like Bison to make an impact on your account. So I gave him like the concept of Bison as an A unit going past 24 easily. He just was like, but when I hit a roadblock, what then, right? What happens? Do I have to continue summoning for him and spending all this time and energy and gems just to get nothing? And I think he literally wanted to throw his phone out the window, hence why you saw the animation. So again, super funny animation. I really appreciated him putting effort into that and expressing himself through that. I think it's better than just letting me know how he feels. That way you guys can see how some players feel coming in. Okay, so that was pity was number one. Number two was how, and I said this earlier, how manual extensive it is. So a lot of these guys are fathers. Some of these guys are full-time workers. Most of them have other things on the side, and they really play gacha games to just have a quick fix of gaming, and that's it. A lot of the complaints were the fact that this game required so much manual effort to advance, and it required the same cycle of things. So that was Bizang interrupts, or Honda interrupts, or some form of interrupt to get through the game. They're like, it eventually just got stale and boring. And that's another thing I have to agree with is the way the devs scale the towers at 450 plus, where they made the enemies a lot weaker than you. You didn't need Bizang to advance, and you could actually put different teams together. I think that was the way they should continue going. They should scale down some of these levels and allow people to actually advance without Bizang. Because I think you take away the whole need to interrupt and have him on every team makes the game more fun, because then you can now team build differently and use different characters and try out different units rather than using the same meta. And at the end of the day, let's be real, most players play because they want to advance. They're not playing to try these units out for fun. They're playing because they actually care about advancing in the game and doing as well as they can. That's what a gacha player usually does. So by forcing people to use the same meta every single day, every single time, is daunting. Okay? Another complaint they had, this is an interesting one, I didn't think of this at all, is that if you don't have high enough arena, you can't skip a lot of these battles that you don't want to watch that are slower, right? So for example, can't skip arena. So that was a big complaint, is until you get VIP 6, you're not able to. So a lot of these guys didn't even reach VIP 6. I think most of them stopped at VIP 4 or 5, and it just wasn't enough for them to continue playing, because they're like, again, time is of the essence. And if I can't skip a lot of these battles, then I don't want to spend my time playing this gacha game when I can play other gacha games that maybe are not Street Fighter IP, but have better mechanics and better VIP systems. So that was another pretty big complaint. It was that system itself. Just trying to think if there's anything else. I think those are the main ones for now. And I think I agree with a lot of what was said. Some people may disagree with some of the ideas, especially if you're an OG player, because some of you enjoy the manual gameplay, right? Some of you guys like the 3-team concept. Like, these guys didn't have 3-team concept. A lot of them had 2 teams and 1 team for events. Oh, and that was another complaint, is that events were too tough. Sorry, I just randomly picked somebody. I don't even know why. If you are brand new to this game and you are thrown into an event, so they were here for the Virgil and Nero event, it was too tough. None of them pulled Virgil because they didn't have enough tickets. None of them got Nero because they're free to play, so that was upsetting for them. The whole legendary concept was a good idea, they said, but it's just, if you're doing this for fun, it's impossible to get these units. So they had a lot of complaints about the bugs, translation issues. We all know this already. We know, like, a lot of them ask questions like, why isn't this working? Like the multiplier, for example. And I had to explain to them, like, made a video, they go watch the videos because they're supporters of mine. So Ventro, for example, who made the animation short, couldn't get Virgil. Tried his best to get even top 50 or top 100 on a server, and it got way too hard for him because he didn't understand the multipliers, right? He didn't understand how things worked, and I think that's very, very user unfriendly. Like, it's unfriendly to brand new players, because nobody knows what a multiplier is if you're not putting the proper math. So events were a little bit daunting as well too. So those are some of the biggest complaints that I had. Let me know, guys, if you're brand new or if you're a veteran, if you've had people complain about this game, about certain things. The reason why I want to bring this up is I want to bring this attention to the devs, so perhaps they can fix some of these problems, right? Like, these are things that brand new players need to have removed from the game or altered in the game or changed for them to want to stay. Like, we need a growing player base. And the reason why that's so important is because when you don't grow your player base, servers start dying, whales start quitting, your money starts going down the toilet, and the game eventually shuts down, right? So these new players are going to be the lifeblood of your game. And if you're not putting effort into keeping them around, then you're not going to have a game for very long. So devs, I hope you listen. These are some very good gacha players. Again, shout out to Ventro for making the anime short. Go subscribe to his channel, give him some support, show him some love, and yeah, this was simply 15 to 20 people just giving their thoughts. I just wanted to share this with you guys, and I'm curious to know what you guys in the comment section think. Let me know if they're right on, if they hit the money, if they're right on the money, or if you guys think some of these complaints were out of the blue and they shouldn't be there. And at the same time, let me know what you guys think about the whole new player retention policy. Like, is there anything you guys think that's missing, or anything that you guys want to add to the list of things that the devs should consider for brand new players? All right, guys, this is Payne. I'll talk to you guys in the next video.